Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of The Aftermath. My name is Ian, and as always, I'm joined by Dylan.
Spaghetti.
And this episode, we have the one and only Ethan on the show again.
Oh my God, is that Dylan Spaghetti?
Yeah, it is.
You just
Hey, I don't want you to say his last name on the episode.
Mr. Spaghetti, hi, can you please sign
Can you please sign my shoe?
my leg? Yeah.
Get the fucking out of my bagingy.
Oh, damn, he said
30
it.
seconds, bro.
Damn,
Actually, no,
he
that's
said-
not, no, he didn't say that was a mean word. That was
No,
his name.
We're fucking
No, well, damn.
Vikingi is not a swear word. That's
Yeah,
actually
it's-
that's just my nickname in high school.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that, but anyways, we're
The
only,
ad revenue doesn't
only
care.
40 seconds in, so I mean, you know.
Well, in that
whatever.
case, Mr. Spaghetti, sir, could you please sign my dick?
No, I'm sorry. I only signed asses.
Oh,
Okay.
that I'll deal.
And I only sign boobies.
Which cheek?
Which cheek?
Mhm.
Left cheek, bro. What is that even a question?
Sorry,
Right
I only
cheek-
sign right cheeks.
Right cheekers be seething right now.
Oh,
Mm.
damn.
Nah, all right cheekers have my autograph.
Everyone has a dominant cheek.
This episode has already
Right.
derailed so much farther than I
Oh,
thought
it's
it
fine.
would.
Everyone-
This is just part of the intro.
To everyone who I was like, oh yeah, I've told, oh yeah, it's a movie review podcast. Welcome to the first minute of the podcast, which
Right.
has nothing to do with movies or
Welcome to
reviewing.
Spaghetti Cast.
Welcome to the first episode of Ethan back in this country, and he has to just derail
I made
the
it back to
show.
the country, and I was like, Spaghetti
Yeah.
Pog.
Gyat Riz Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma,
Skibbity.
yeah.
Skibbity. Oh gosh.
Aliens are gonna find this and be like, what was this
The fuck
civilization?
are they talking about?
I mean, why we're saying aliens? I mean, we have people on YouTube. We have new people that have been like actually watching on YouTube a lot recently. We have like a larger crowd that's watching, and probably 75% of those people are going to be like, "What is even happening?"
Yeah,
here?"
yeah, yeah. You guys wouldn't get it. You're not skibbity enough for this.
The thing is, I would wager, I would say to them, like, you have to watch previous episodes to fully understand. But I still don't think that would give them the context
It
to
won't
fully
help.
understand. It won't
'cause
help.
we don't explain Gen Z like Zoomer humor, so like
Zoomer humor.
Yeah. So the problem is like even if they would just hear us saying it and referring to it more, like they wouldn't understand what Sigma means. Urban Dictionary is the best I could tell you.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what are we actually talking about for today? Because actually, I don't quite know.
So,
I launched this episode and I was not informed as to what was going on
We're
here.
talking
We-
about Spaghetti. What do you mean?
we mentioned it on like a few episodes prior, whenever Ethan was last on, that we were in the process of watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
I think
Sorry,
yeah.
Fullmetal Malcomist.
I think
Mhm.
I think that we mentioned that we finished it, but I don't know if we like had a whole talk.
Oh yeah,
about it.
no, we didn't do any kind of breakdown or anything as far as like what he thought or.
Yeah, okay, because I know we mentioned it in
Yeah.
the last episode.
Mhm.
But it's worth mentioning that because I was up too late and traveling and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and allergies coming back into the state, that
Yeah.
I'm like losing my voice.
Smallergies.
So
For those of you who don't know, I think we mentioned it on some of the previous episodes, but Ethan,
Wowie.
big boy himself over here, went
Large
over to-
man.
large man.
I
He
think
went-
I'm a pretty average height man, but yeah,
Man at large.
The man at large. No, he's a big guy.
yeah, I'm the big guy. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He went to Scotland and did the
Scotland
whole
forever. Yeah,
Mhm.
Isla Scotch tour, and saw all
Drank
the
so
drinks
much.
so much.
You Islanders, if you're listening, you Islanders give too much whiskey. Bro. I got so much free whiskey. I guess I paid for it in advance, but they just kept giving me free shit too.
Mhm.
I drink
Which I mean,
so
that's like
much.
the best thing to happen.
No,
if
yeah,
you're-
culture.
the best problem to have is being offered too much whiskey. Like, yeah,
especially like really nice stuff.
yeah.
Like it's
Excuse
not
me,
like
sir.
it's
Have you gotten
shit.
plastered today? Oh, so my mistake here.
Oh, you haven't? Yeah, I hear.
Oh, fear not, I got you covered.
4.5
Every time-
liter.
Every time they were like, "Oh, like, does anyone want to try this?" Or like, "There are samples if you want to try something." I was like,
The
"Yeah."
law
and my
requires
answer
that I
was
say yes.
Yeah, my answer was always, "Yeah, my favorite type of whiskey is free."
Right.
Which is it's a modification of the phrase your favorite type of beer is cold and your second favorite type is free. No, sorry, no, your favorite type of beer is free, your second favorite's cold.
There you go.
But for me, I just changed that to whiskey, and I don't like it cold, so my favorite type of whiskey is free.
Right. Period.
And
Bar none.
that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And I tried another whiskey that I hated while I was there. I forgot what it was called. It was called like Georgia Corn or something.
Yeah,
It was-
there you
it
go.
was-
That
it was-
sounds bad.
No,
Jesus.
it was in a mason jar.
Oh
I'm
God.
pretty sure it was
Golly.
just moonshine, but they aged it just enough to get away with selling it legally because it was
Yeah.
aged for 30 days.
Get out.
Yeah, no, it was
Dude.
completely white. It tasted so
Ew.
bad. It wasn't even like I've had moonshine before. Like I've had
Georgia corn.
yeah. I don't think it might have been Georgia corn. It was just some mason jar
Cannot
corn.
fathom nor tolerate the thought of a corn flavored beverage.
Well, I mean, bourbon is all corn sweetness.
Yeah, but
like, it doesn't
bourbon
have
is good.
Bourbon.
Yeah. It doesn't just taste like corn. But
Yeah.
let me tell you, bro, 30 days. And I've had like
Ain't
again,
enough.
I've had like moonshine like right
how,
off
How about this, lad? You want some corn juice?
right, like right off the still. They let us. I forgot which distillery. They let us try it right off the still at some place. So I've had the hot, not even cool yet because it was still hot off the still, but it was hot. They call it the moonshine white dog high wine. I had it and I tasted it and I was like, wow, that actually isn't that bad. But you can like, it's a bit abrasive, but you can like tolerate it. This has been aged 30 days and it was still ass. So I don't know what they did, but it wasn't good.
It
I
was
say
ass
abrasive
out
as
this-
a complimentary thing for most drinks, but nah, this shit fucking
No.
attacks you.
yeah. Abrasive is one thing. Hostile is another. That thing's
Shit
gonna kill
was-
my family.
This shit was ass out
Yeah.
the still. This
Threatened
shit's
my
ass
wife.
in the
I think it was
cave.
gonna kick my puppy. Yeah, like, not in the good way.
Yeah.
One could argue that like Ardbeg is strong enough, like that'll kick your puppy,
Yeah.
but like no, that's a good way. Like
That sounds like a bad
Georgia
euphemism.
corn. Yeah, I'll kick your
Yeah, I
puppy.
don't know if there is a good way to kick a puppy.
No.
Ethan, I'm gonna be real with you.
Welcome to the aftermath.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Puppy Kickers International.
Puppy Kickers Anonymous, actually.
we hold the seminar and the subsequent tournament for it every year.
Yeah,
I want to say around like July.
yeah.
It's coming up
know.
soon.
So what have you guys been doing while I was gone?
Sometimes
I've
I
been
forget.
actually prepping for the Puppy Kicker seminar.
Sometimes I forget that there was a chapter in this episode way back in the wee early days where you really just let your rage go on how much you hate children.
Oh,
And that
God.
was
Oh, wait.
fun.
No, that was.
I have
fun.
missed those
I
days.
forgot.
No,
I
see.
forgot the big Dylan hating kids.
No,
thing.
see, except
Yeah.
it wasn't like a general hatred of children. It was just an annoyance.
It was a
at
hatred of children.
Ill-behaved children.
You're right. You're right.
Little shit kids. I'm not going to stand
and
on
we
that
also-
soapbox
we
again as
also
all the soap is
coined-
gone.
Coined shit kids as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the first iteration of shit kids.
But yes, so I don't want to go too much into your Scotland adventures because I'm pretty sure you're gonna probably talk about it on your podcast.
Yeah, you're
the
gonna have to
About
look at
Nothing
that on the
podcast.
About
Oh, yeah.
Nothing podcast, which is probably going to come out at the same time as this episode.
Saving all the
because
meaty bits.
rather than waiting 2 weeks, I might record it tomorrow and upload it whenever you can.
Love it.
But rather than waiting longer, because I basically told a bunch of people that I left with that I would be uploading
Yeah.
it soon, and I just realized that the day we normally
Shit, now
upload,
you got a schedule to keep.
yeah, kind of the time that I normally upload just passed. Like I think today is the day that I would normally upload it, but we just got back.
right.
So it's like I just got back, so we'll probably upload that one a little bit sooner. So these might be coming out very close together. So if you listen to both by chance, you'll probably hear a lot of this
Yeah.
more. We'll be going into
Tune in
more
on
detail.
our separate show.
Yeah, my other show, the About Nothing podcast. I wanted to mention, by the way, one of the logos for one of the distilleries looks quite similar to the logo that you designed.
Oh,
for
shit.
About Nothing. Obviously, About Nothing's way more colorful
Right.
and all that. I'll show you after the show, but I thought it was really neat because I took a picture of it.
How
and
nice.
I have a bag, like the satchel has the logo on it too. So it looks kind of like, I'm just saying.
yeah.
We may
That's
run
cool.
into some trademark issues later down the line.
No, I don't think they're that close.
No.
But it's similar enough, but they're not that close.
And we're also
Legally distinct.
we're in different fields too.
Yeah,
so we're not
completely.
if the About Nothing podcast tries to branch out and do its own whiskey thing, there may be some issues with it. But right now, with it being
Don't
a
tempt
separate
me.
thing, don't threaten me with a good time.
As China
Give
is
me a
sure
still,
to
boys.
remind you, international law does not apply to trademarks or copyrights.
Yeah, screw you, distillery.
Well, there you go. Well, so anyways, for this episode, apparently you said you want to talk a little about your experience with Fullmetal Alchemist.
FMAB.
The Brotherhood.
No, sorry, FMAB, bro.
I haven't watched it. The only
Oh.
thing I've ever watched with Fullmetal Alchemist has been the original series, and I think I've watched the first 3 episodes, and that's
Damn.
it.
Well, spoiler warning.
Oof.
We're going to go into some detail. I got to admit, for a lot of the, I don't know, I think one of my biggest complaints is that they had so much, like, there was still a lot of really cool fights.
Yeah.
I feel like they had a lot of room to really expand and make these fights really insane toward the end.
Mhm.
And what they instead took was the Gurren Lagann route, route, and they made it like more, like just insane, like just above comprehension, gigantic.
Yeah.
Instead of really fleshing out like the using a philosopher's stone to just make your alchemy insane.
Right.
I kind of wanted to see a bit more insane alchemy.
See,
And toward the end, But I think there was still a lot of really good, really cool alchemy. They still did it really
Any
well.
time that Kimberly is on screen, because he's
Yeah.
always got that thing on him.
Yeah.
Got that thing on him.
Yeah.
And the
Stay
one
strapped.
time Alphonse uses it.
Yeah, that was like the best scene that,
Oh,
that
yeah,
I could
dude.
think of was whenever Alphonse are doing it. I just wish there was a little bit more toward the end, you know?
Mhm. No, I get you.
But at the same time, I did still think the ending was really good.
Mhm.
But it's one of those things where I guess for me, like, I really liked the ending and everything, but like, I think the rest of the series was better. Finally getting to
Really?
the climax of it was nice, but I think it's weird. For me, I think this is one of those shows where I'm also the guy who doesn't really like a happy ending. I think this show wouldn't have done well if it didn't have the happy ending at all. I don't think it would fit at all. The show is too much about this. I guess they could have made it where, like, you know, Alphonse gets his body back and Ed just it doesn't for some reason or some shit. Like, you know, like they could have made it a little bit sadder, but like I still don't think it would have worked. I like the idea that they managed to figure it all out themselves. And the only sacrifice was Ed K's alchemy anymore. Spoiler.
Right.
Like, I like that sacrifice though, because he's like, I don't need that. I'm
was
more
so
than just an
cool,
alchemist.
dude.
Yeah, it was like he was like, I don't need that anymore. I also like the look on on Truth's face
Right.
whenever he said he was like,
He
holy
realizes,
shit, somebody
"You
got it
did
right.
it."
Somebody did it right. Oh my god, yeah, I
You
really liked
beat
it.
me.
You finally
That's so
did it.
fucking good, dude.
And so yeah, it was like, I just really like that where he was like, I'm not an alchemist. I've been doing this, and I was doing this trying to get my mom back, and now I'm just doing this to right my wrongs. If I can do it, if I can right my wrongs, I can just move on with my life. I don't need to be an alchemist anymore. I love that ending. So I was like, it still was good, but I think for this show, it was more to sound as cringe as possible. It was more of a journey, not the destination show for me. Like watching the show and the episodes and all the cool stuff happening. That was way cooler than the show's conclusion.
Fullmetal Alchemist was the Brotherhood.
Was the
we made along the way.
Yeah. Like, I think the journey was better than the destination for me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I really liked it.
I just love that we get to see what everyone gets up to after the climax,
Yeah, I do like that. I like when there's an epilogue.
especially the Chimera dudes.
Yeah, yeah.
Those guys are my fucking favorites.
Pog. Yeah, no, those guys were great. I loved them. I really liked. There was a lot of really good like visceral scenes too.
Oh yeah,
Of like just shit happening and the emotion that they were able to capture on it. It was a really good show.
yeah.
It was a really good show. It was, I don't know. It maybe up there with Gurren Lagann for being a good show.
Yeah.
As far as like watchable and recommending it to people, I guess actually it might be a little bit easier to recommend Fullmetal Alchemist because I think it's a little bit easier to watch for someone who doesn't really watch anime.
It's not super
For me,
crazy.
I was able to enjoy and play into some of the anime tropes that were funny about Gurren Lagann, which made it easy for me to watch,
Right.
which is why I would recommend it to anybody. But both ways, yeah, good show. Loved it.
It's another one of those examples I'll cite where I can only watch it with the dub.
Yeah. I don't know how I'd want to watch it subbed. Yeah, which I don't like watching anything subbed, but there are a few things that I just don't know if I could. You know, so like we've been playing Grand Blue Fantasy. Like I've been playing that dub because I liked it more, but I'm thinking about swapping to sub just because I kind of want to hear the original voice acting because it is a lot better. I mean, it fits, it flows better, and so it's like I'm thinking about swapping to sub on that just for a bit or something. It's not hard to do, so just because I think that'd be neat. But like for most animes, yeah, that has to be dubbed for me.
Yeah.
No kidding.
I took a bit of a break from Grand Blue just a little bit.
Well, I mean,
I got-
God knows I did.
I got back. I got kind of towards the end, and then I had to grind to get my
Get your weapon.
terminus
It takes a
weapon,
while,
and I did a brief run. I did 2 different runs where I tried to get my terminus weapon, and I got 4 different peoples in a matter of doing like 8 or 10 different runs. And I told Dylan, I was like, this one guy, I was trying to be nice because he was like, he was at the same level as me.
He was just bad.
He was missing the mark. Like every time his big ability would happen, he would always like not quite get out the way fast enough and always die.
Yeah.
And there was like a handful of times where like he kept like readying up with the rest of the group. So I just kept doing it with him because I was like, we're probably both grinding for the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just kept doing it with him. But then there got to be a certain point where like he just kept holding us back. Where like there was probably 3 separate occasions where I think the whole run would wipe because he died so much that our
critical
emergency time was down. So if anybody else fell during like that last bit or whatever, which a couple of people did sometimes, it would like. And I was like, bruh, dude, it was so hard.
Learn to dodge, bro. Yeah,
we did, and that's the thing is he didn't. I legitimately, and that's why I felt bad because I didn't want to be mean. But there's a couple of times where like he does like that Reagan Lave ability where he just like starts blowing fire breath all over the place.
Oh yeah.
And like you can guard and like really block against that.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't register. Everyone else would block and would like and block the whole ability. He would just sit there and eat it.
Yeah.
And would eat it, and it would die every single time. And I was like, dude, please.
That dude was a freaking bot, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, I just wouldn't. I don't understand it. And
I always dodge through. I never really block that often in the game. I'd have to dodge a lot. I'm just better at dodging. I can't.
I always play it safe. If I'm not dodging, I'm blocking.
That's a good point.
Do both at the same time.
Yeah. It's a good point. Yeah, you can do both. I always for me I play Lance a lot, so I can move and do the move, dodge, and block, do like dodge thing. So I can do his dash and a dodge. That's why I can dodge anything super easily because I get two windows for perfect dodge by doing that, and I can chain them perfectly together to get just one really long invincibility.
Insane, man.
Yeah, it's insane. I can do that, and so because I'm used to that, even when I'm playing someone else, I try and dodge, and it's like even if it's not as easy. So like I need to get used to playing someone else where I can just if I know an attack is coming, I can just block and then try to dodge it because you get less chances of getting hit that way.
Yeah, it's not difficult, especially with that ability where like especially if you're on the far side of the boat, he kind of like he goes back and forth and then of course eventually hits you. So you just hold block for a while, you can just take it and it's no big deal. But it was like he would stand back there with me and not block it all. I was like, hey bro, hey block, and he would just like get the shit wrecked out of him. I'm like, dude, what's wrong with you, man? It got bad enough where like I had to like because again I think I got three or four weapons out of a grand total of like something like 10 or 12 matches, and there was a handful of them we failed. And I was like, I don't want to do this mission anymore. And not only that, I was also like me and
Dylan are late games, so we can fucking really tear him to shreds.
Yeah.
Because I do a lot of damage to him.
Oh, I believe it.
I mean, now that my Rackham's just about max as well. Actually, Rackham probably has way more damage than Lancelot does. So yeah, I
saw those numbers.
Yeah, it's not quite. He's not quite done yet, but he's just about done, and he can do some real damage now. So,
and then of course, so I took a break on that for a while and hopped back on Lotro, and that's been having fun with that. There's been a whole lot of new changes in that game over the course of the past year, and things that are coming up.
Yeah, I watched something and thought about hopping back on. Yeah, I watched a video and I thought about hopping back on Lotro. I already downloaded it. I haven't done it yet though.
I still have one character. He's a hunter, and I have him set up to just hop in whenever you guys are ready. Because I would love to see you play as a healer of some kind and Dylan to play as a tank.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Runekeeper. It's a fun class.
It is a fun class.
Runekeeper's fun. I have my highest level class is my captain though. Captain slays.
Right now my Runekeeper is, and bruh, so fun. I love the Runekeeper. We won't get into all that though. But anyways,
who is your favorite character, Ethan?
In Mabro?
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, I think normally we don't agree. Normally you pick someone different than I do, and I think we might not agree 100%. But he's very close. It might be Alex Louis Armstrong.
Shit, I was gonna say the same fucking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We normally don't agree on these characters because we always like different people. But like, let's be honest, he's kind of the best.
I'm gonna have to go with Bradley.
Yeah, no. In that case, if you pick Alex Louis, I would probably pick
Wrath.
No, not Bradley. No, I would probably pick. Trying to remember everybody's names now.
Oh yeah.
Either Mustang, because he's a good character. I do like his character a lot. I like watching him. I mean, it's maybe a bit sadistic, but I like watching him melt the two people that he melts. Yeah, shit goes so hard. He's like, oh well, let me just burn your eyes then.
Right.
And then just freaking the screaming is horrible. I shouldn't enjoy it like I do, but
kills him like multiple times over.
Yeah, and he's like, "Get back up! I didn't hear no bell." It's like whenever it's like in God of War, whenever you're fighting Thor, and if you die to him, then he just resurrects you. Like, I didn't hear no bell. Yeah, So it's like that where he just keeps letting him live just so that he can torture him. Like, it's horrible. It's so horrible, but also. It's a sick ass scene. Either Mustang or the guy who died by lust early that Mustang was trying to avenge. Mustang's best friend. I just forgot his name. Maze Hughes. Yeah. Wait, Maze Hughes? Yeah, he was the guy who. Yeah, okay. Right. I was making sure you weren't talking about
his best friend.
Yeah. I was making sure you weren't talking about the girl who had the Hawkeye.
Oh yeah, no,
I was making sure
she's great too though.
Yeah, she's a cool character. I was like making sure that for some reason whenever I heard Mace Hughes, that's what I thought of.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think Hughes is my favorite. He's also just a really good character. So if we're talking about like just overall favorite, I guess I'd have to probably say because I enjoy almost every scene he was in. I enjoyed whenever he was on screen. It would probably be Mustang. He always just had like it's a really nice character to watch.
Two really nice holdovers for me. One of which would be Envy, just because I liked watching how much of a shitbag he is.
He is, but also like at the end, whenever they like call him out and they were like, "Wait,"
and he fucking breaks down.
Yeah,
yeah.
They're like, "Wait, you're envy. You talk about how much you hate mortals, but it's actually because you envy us." Like,
right.
The name
Caught
it works.
Green wormed.
Dies.
Right. Squish.
Actually, he killed himself.
Yep.
That was such a hard scene. Like it really was. It was really good that they finally got him. Like he was the closest of all the homunculi, apart from Greed, which was pretty cool. Greeling, to like coming to like being redeemed. Because when he finally got called out for being envious and everything, he had to kill himself.
Yeah.
He was the closest one.
I can't believe they figured it out.
Yeah, it was so good. So he was the closest one. I think that was really neat. Yeah, I'm trying to think of I guess that's what I figured.
The second one on my list would have to be Scar.
He is a sick character, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that he was like, I don't have a name. I've already gone through 2 or 3 names, and I'm neither of those people.
Exactly.
Dramatic.
Name, fuck you.
Yeah, that was good too.
He starts off as like this vengeful serial murderer going after State Alchemist because of what the country did to his.
Yeah.
Which was a...
No, wait, actually, I have a new person. I want Maze Hughes is going to be an honorable mention for me because he's not in the show long as my favorite character. Yeah. Then my next one is May. May the girl, right? That's her name? The little girl who does alchemy.
Oh yeah.
No, I was like that's her.
May.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. She's my next favorite character.
Yeah, I remember you started off hating her.
Yeah, well, no,
because of how like fucking
I do. I did hate her because she's all over Alphonse, and she's a child uwu character. But the thing is, I thought that she was gonna just be an annoying girl.
Oh no,
so also
she's got skills.
Yeah, it was also part of the meme too, where you're like, I hate this child, get her off my screen, right? But then like they gave her good depth pretty quickly. They gave her good depth and story, and then she like left and was like, I can't leave my friends, and like decided to come back even though she's a different kingdom or whatever. And they gave her some really important like pieces of the story where she's like helping Ed out like at the very end, like oh man, I thought it was there's some really good points. And of course, happily ever after for her and Alphonse.
As an extension of that, the characters from Shing, specifically Ling Yao, is another favorite.
Dude, yeah, Ling is dope. So yeah, my second favorite would probably have to be May, because and the reason why I'm not picking Ed or Al is for obvious reasons. But yeah, her character became so much fun. I love it. Every time her panda, everyone was like, "That's a cat." Yeah, no, it's a panda. And her cat comes on screen. Her cat is exactly the same colors as a panda. That is a pygmy panda,
right?
Pygmanda, if you will. So yeah, her character was great as well.
And
I guess now we're watching Freerin.
Yeah. We're going to start that eventually. You sat in for one episode whenever and Chase were watching.
I've sat in for portions of 2 episodes. So I don't know what's going on other time, but I've actually watched, I think briefly, portions of 3 episodes now. But I sat in for a good portion of 1 episode. The other 2, it was just brief stuff, and I was like, this show looks kind of interesting. And I thought it was interesting. And I've heard a lot about it. Everyone seems to be enjoying it right now. So I decided
sweeping the nation.
Instead of...
it's a hot item right now.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of trying something that's like, a classic, I figured I might try something that's being really popular right now, but is new. Demon Slayer was one that I started, and I enjoyed it so far, but I hadn't finished it.
Yeah,
I basically watched 1 season, and they did the movie and the season for the train arc or whatever, and then they have all this other shit that's out. Haven't touched it, so I've only really seen the first season of Demon Slayer, and I'm willing to watch the rest. I can only watch really so much anime in any setting. For me, I don't know what it is about it. For me, it's a different type of media to consume, and I have to be in the mood for it. And so whenever I was in the mood for it at all, or even if I was only sort of in the mood for it, we were spending that time watching Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which I liked more anyway. So I just never really got around to Demon Slayer. It'll probably be a while before I do.
Yeah.
Dude, speaking of like new shit that we like that Dylan and I just kind of we watched just a pilot of is a new mech anime called Braveren or Bang Braveren, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
It's still releasing right now. It's not even fully finished.
Is it the kind of Gundam that I'm gonna like?
Yes,
the Magic Gundam,
dude. It is
shining finger, bro.
Dude, let me tell you that I'm not gonna spoil anything for you. I'm gonna.
Yeah, he knows me too well. He knows that I don't want to even see the trailer.
I'm gonna lay it up for you real nice. It is like the show starts off as like in the setting when you watch it, you're like, oh, this is definitely serious.
Yeah,
this is like serious, and it comes across as like very realistic in a way of like you know how they have terms like classifications of like robots and super robots, which is like super robots are like all the magical mystical,
and then we got real robots.
And real robots are like just like, so the show starts off as like real robots, but then as the show progresses,
boom, Sekiha Tenkyoku.
Exactly, it gets into that, and the lead suit or whatever just takes the piss. And like and lays into all the tropes.
Has so much
and
fun.
Kind of breaks the fourth wall in a way, and just has so much fun.
Oh yeah.
And we haven't watched the whole show yet, so we don't know. But from that first
right.
from the first episode, just the pilot, I'm like, I'm
sold, man.
I'm so hooked. It's so fun. It's wacky and it looks pretty, and it's from Psy
Games.
Psy Games, the people that have a hand in Grand Blue.
Oh, in that case, it's gonna be good. Yeah,
right. I was like, damn,
it's got to be good then. Yeah.
So, anyways, I was having a
so
fun
far.
time
Grand Blue has slapped so hard. Yeah,
right.
I am stuck for that. I can't wait for my drill to pierce the heavens in that show.
Yeah,
my favorite type of mech anime is completely unrealistic. So
there's a point in time where, as our main man is in the cockpit, the robot is singing his theme song out loud. Dun, 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 dun. He's like singing out loud, and the guy's panicking in the cockpit, going, "Where's the music coming from?" It's that kind of vibe, and it's hilarious, and it's great, and I love it. So
as long as Vern doesn't tell me to look out for that Goulasses, I think
look out for that great.
No man, Goulasses is mandatory.
I don't need it. In my
you got to take the good with the bad.
I've literally, for Vern alone, I have decided to swap to Freaka the Japanese voices. All right, I need to.
There you go.
Yep.
I love that meme. People who don't like Vern have the dubs on.
Right. And I agree with that.
Correct. Yeah.
Because I'm in that camp. I'm like, gosh,
hit him with those Skybound North. We made this exact same joke last time I was on, by the way.
Exactly.
But
100%.
Oh man, yeah. Well, yeah, I enjoyed my vacation. I'm glad to be back though. I always loved traveling, but coming back, I don't know. Sometimes I'm of the mindset where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go back. I would like to have this vacation for a little bit longer. In fact, I would say a lot of the times I have that mindset, but this time was one where I was like, I've had but such a busy week. That
you also had a longer than week vacation, right?
This time was just a week.
Really? Okay.
This time was it felt like a long time. This was only about 8 days. So I mean, it's hard to say because we did a lot of traveling and stuff too.
Right.
Let me double check the schedule. But
usually for me, a week is pretty good. Sometimes I've had a vacation.
No, it was 1 week
for 2 weeks one time, and sometimes it feels like once you start reaching between that week to 2 week mark, I have felt in the past where I'm like, I can go home now. Yeah. If it's anything less than a week or right at, it feels pretty good. Anything over that, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of.
What I told Cade was like, normally, especially because I was talking about how like if I'm on vacation, I'm usually staying up late, waking up early.
Right.
I'm usually I'm usually staying busy, and I like to do that because I like to make the most. I like to have the nightlife and go to a bar and hang out with friends and all that, and meet new people and do shit late until I can, And then I like to just wake up early because I usually have something scheduled that day. So I like doing that, and I can do that for a week pretty well. I could do a pretty solid amount of like little sleep. But what I've learned is that if you're gonna, especially I specifically noticed this whenever I was in Ireland, because I was in Ireland for 9 days. After I think 6 or 7 days, one of those days I had to sleep in. Like one of those days I had to sleep in and just not do something. So I realized like if I'm gonna do a vacation if I was gonna do another 2 week vacation, then I would do like 6 days of like being busy and having stuff, and then one day would just I'd have nothing planned. I would just probably sleep in. It's like you don't want to just sleep in and be at the hotel for vacation, but like you have to have a recovery day from all that. And I'm out all the time.
Well, especially what you're doing too. You're
well, that's actually why we did less than that time, and we were still like beat because it was a very. It wasn't. It sounds bad if I say it was a tight schedule. It was a little tight, especially because I was so busy trying to buy souvenirs all the time.
Right,
if you're just trying to tour and not trying to spend thousands of dollars on whiskey, then it's probably a lot quicker. But for me, I was just constantly like looking for things and trying to look at the gift shops forever. But it was a bit of a tight schedule, and it was a full schedule, and so we left technically on like the 13th. We didn't get there till the 14th, and we left on the 22nd. So we were there for 8 days. And that's with the flight. So we were there for 8 days, but we had the flights early and all that stuff. So like the 8th day, we left at 9 a.m.
Okay.
So like we were there. We only really had 7 full days of like doing things. And then 5 of those days was touring the distillery. So it was a lot of drinking on 5 of those days. So 5 of them were very, very busy. And so yeah, it was really good. But yeah, I was kind of stoked we didn't have a good reset day like that. So I was stoked to like go home and sleep and take all my shit home because I had a bunch of stuff I bought. So I was like, I want to take all this home and
make sure it's all safe.
Yeah, right. I'll be happy. Basically, I even told Kate, I was like, I'll be happy whenever all of this is on the shelf and I'm done looking after it because it was just stressful.
Because at that point you had. Do you want to give a rough number as to how much it was worth, the value of that haul?
Well, I can tell you the value in pounds, the conversion rate, I don't 100% know, so it was probably upwards of $2,000. But I had, I think it was 1,400 pounds of whiskey, bottles
British
alone,
sterling.
14, Great British pounds. I had 1,400 worth of goods. Not just of whiskey, but of goods, because I also bought a bunch of souvenirs and stuff. So like just things I was taking back.
Right, just carrying it around. You're like,
okay. I was like, this is killing me, man. Like, that's a lot of things. A lot of them are really cool though, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go into more detail on the podcast.
Of course, right.
But yeah. I had basically $2,000 worth of just shit that I wanted to take home in a suitcase.
Dude,
and it was all safe and it was all good, but I was just like, God, I just want to get it over with now.
If we can change the subject a little bit, while you were on your adventure.
Well, I was drinking breakfast whiskey.
Yeah, right. We, Mallory and I went to New Orleans and we went to go see Wage War and Nothing More.
Yeah.
And dude, that was such a fun show.
Sounds like
they had this opening band I've never heard of called Sleep Theory. Pretty good band.
I think I've actually heard of them before.
The lead singer was a super nice guy. It was really chill. It was an awesome set that he did. And then I wasn't really sure if Mallory would be into that sort of music. Mm-hmm. And I've kind of showed her some songs here and there, and she kind of like has had some fun. But she's been going through this era where she's been really loving like early 2000s punk rock music, like emo, that
Backstreet's
kind of stuff. No, I'm talking about like Pierce the Veil, Sleeping with Sirens, like that old shit that I loved so much. You're right. And so when I got the notification probably 2 or 3 months ago that Wage War and Nothing More, 2 bands that I love a lot, and I'm a huge fan of Nothing More. I love them so much.
Yeah,
I got to meet them once whenever they were in New Orleans, back in 2015 or whatever it was, once upon a time. Yeah. So I've been a big fan of them. So whenever I saw they were going to be in concert,
again,
I was like, I definitely got to go. So.
Couldn't miss it.
So I showed Mallory, again, a few months ago, a few of Nothing More songs and a few of Wage War songs, especially off of the new album, because I was like, they're going to probably hit a couple of those high notes in that new album.
Slaps.
Dude, especially that new album. I mean, all their albums are really good, but that new album has like, 3 or 4.
A couple of good bangers,
has 3 or 4 ones that I can guarantee are like certified classics. Mm-hmm. And so I ran down the roster. I started at the top of the album and just let it run through. And Mallory picked out those same ones that we think are bangers: High Horse, Godspeed.
And some of the others have a new single, Nails. I didn't know what those.
They have
others
another
are.
one called Magnetic, and they played that one at the show, and that's pretty cool.
Magnetic,
I
yeah,
was
it's
pretty
actually
partial to snails myself.
Actually, I don't know. Maybe it's because they played with Nothing More, but Magnetic already has like a lot of listens.
Yeah. Well, it's because they've been playing it at the show.
Yeah,
You and me are always gonna be magnetic.
Hopefully my phone doesn't play it immediately, but there we go. I haven't heard it yet, so I'm gonna save it. There we go.
It's pretty cool. It's a good song. It's but again, I think it's one out of the new ones. They've been playing that one a lot at the shows. Anyways, what I'm saying is that I played Wage War for Mallory, and she fell in love with it, especially the song High Horse. Been falling in love with it.
High Horse and Circle the Drain.
Circle the Drain, really good one. If anybody is a fan of like that, I think it's called
grunge.
I think it's called like post-hardcore, or if you're a fan of like that new modern rock sound, definitely give it a listen. And if you like I Prevail
Got
type
that new
stuff,
thing.
you got that new shit,
Dude,
it's good.
My flight back into the States,
Yeah.
on the American Airlines flight, they had Starset and August Burns Red.
Hell
on there.
yeah.
My headphones died, so I was like, I guess I'll see what music is on here. And I found an album from August Burns Red. Then I found what's the album called that Starset has with Echo on it? It's one of their like, I don't know. It has Echo. It has like
August Burns Red.
no from Starset.
Starset. Oh, I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not sure.
Oh, really?
It's
Okay.
a tree. Is the tree one?
Starset. One second.
Branches.
Bruh, Starset is like that emo shit from back in the day.
really?
Yeah.
Seven. I have seven.
Screamo.
I have seven liked
Jeez.
songs from them. On my,
Yeah.
I have My Demons from Translation. That's really popular. Oh, Divisions. That's it.
Okay.
2019 Divisions. They have Echo.
No,
and
I'm sorry.
Manifest.
I'm sorry. You're saying Starset. I'm thinking of I See Stars.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah,
different band. I See Stars is the kind of the
No, yeah, they have
screamo stuff
they
from
had
back
the
in the
one
day.
with Echo, Manifest, and Fault Line.
Yeah.
Those are and then
Starset's a good band.
Yeah, there's actually I have a couple I like from Horizons as well.
Crown the Empire is pretty good. Kind of that same genre, that same vibe. Crown the Empire.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I'm saying is, showed Mallory this. She fell in love with the album. She fell in love with like a handful of the songs, and she was like, "Yo, this is gonna be legit." And I was like, "Well, if you like this, I'm planning on buying VIP passes to go to this concert."
'Cause duh.
And she's like, "Oh yeah." And I was like,
yes,
"Yes, that's all I needed to hear." Because I was trying to plead my case for like, is there a way that you could find something else to do that night while I go to, I go venture out far off to New Orleans to go.
Well, I recruit a homie.
Exactly. Right. Or just go by myself because I'm not passing this opportunity.
Actually, there's a chance that I don't think he was there, but Nathan wanted me to go to that exact concert.
Really?
Yeah, Nathan wanted me to go to that concert, and I was like, I don't think I really can, and the vacation ended up being
Of course, right.
But so Nathan was either there with you, and you just might not have seen him, or
Right.
he just wanted to go. So if you needed to recruit someone, he would have taken it off.
Anyway, so needless to say, her and I went. We had the lounge in the back, so we had this huge like couch area. We got some bussin' food. She had like a special drink and all that kind of stuff, and they had like a whole like live stream of the concert that you could like sit in there and like this whole back room or whatever. And anyways, we ended up being in the pit for because it's all like general admission standing room only. Like it's just beautiful, like big, huge, like 20-foot ceilings with these big chandeliers, and it's all painted like that, stage black, and it's a beautiful venue. It's called the Fillmore down in New Orleans. It's a beautiful venue. We went there for like a comedy show one time, and it's awesome. Anyways, it's for this rock concert. The sound system is huge, and I'll never. The Mallory, as they're a few songs deep, and the song is over, and they're kind of like doing that transitional period where like the guy's kind of talking to the crowd, or whatever. The lead singer,
Got him.
He ended up. He ended up. Mallory ended up looking at me and was like, I think she said her exact words were, because there's a lot of like at a certain point when it got really hyped, there's a lot of crowd surfing happening, and she said, if I was to go crowd surf, this would be the best night of my life. And she was like, but I don't think I actually want to do it though. And then the next song started up, and then. When I tell you that, like the kick drum for Wage War's drummer will just fill that room.
They do a good job.
I mean, because obviously that whole venue like knows how to mix a whole like rock band like that. So I mean, it was beautiful sound that just filled the whole room. But that kick drum would just like you could feel it in your chest, even from like halfway throughout the room. And Mallory looked at me and was like, "This is the best night of my life."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Because I can feel the floor rumbling."
Yeah.
I was like, "Hell yeah!"
Now you know why we all like metal.
And I was
Welcome to the
like,
force.
Right.
And of
It's
course,
perfect.
and then of course that guy would get on there, and I mean, like obviously, like the Wage War. I mean, they have some pretty hard songs, but the singer is not like inherently like, ooh, like he's not like he's not super aggressive.
They
at the
have
crowd.
they're one of those bands. This is why I like metal bands that do where they have that mix between like sure, like it's like metal, but like I think what makes metal so cool for me is that you can convey the emotion really well
Yeah.
in a lot of the songs with the music, even if you're not using unclaimed vocals. One of my favorite bands of all time that if I can ever see in concert, I will, is Evergrey. Dude, Evergrey is,
so
in my
help me.
opinion, one of the best bands. Just because it's
down.
all literally, he doesn't. English isn't even his first language, and he's actually speaking poetry. like,
Damn.
and it's just beautiful music, but it's also like really hard instrumentals. And like, I really love it whenever a song has a meaning.
bruh.
And I like it whenever even the singer is like, sometimes the singer's like, I don't really want to give this a meaning. Like it's what for me, I wrote this, and I was in a certain place when I wrote it. And
Yeah.
if you're getting something out of that, that's
Hell
all I
yeah.
want, you know? So I love it when there's like, so I feel like with Wage War and stuff like that, like, with like Low and stuff like that, like there are songs where it's like they're not just saying something, like they're meaning something.
Yeah.
And so I like it whenever there's metal bands where it's like Of Mice and Men when they're like, frick you and your opinions and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then there's times where there's like a lot of meaning behind it, and so
I've listened to a few like hardcore bands like that
it's just
have
angry metal.
and they're also just like angry at the crowd.
Yeah.
Like we're all here having a good time, and you're like getting really angry at me for
Put
being
those
here.
middle fingers
Yeah.
in the sky. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah. So it's like
Middle finger bad.
Not even
music.
like. Anyways, but you're right though. If so help me God, if Evergrey comes to the U.S. and we have the ability to go there, I'm willing to travel. I'm willing to travel far and wide to go see Evergrey, because there are only a handful of bands. There are only a handful of metal bands or rock bands in that regard that have honestly made me sit here with these headphones on and listen to a song and hear these sweeping guitar solos and these beautiful sounds coming out of these instruments, and to hear this person sing and fill me with such emotion that I actually tear up a little bit. Evergrey has been one of those where I've been sitting there like, bruh, I'm just like feeling this music. Anyways, not the point.
Do you remember when we were able to find that live performance of like different tracks from Guilty Gear?
Yeah,
Dude,
so
what I
good.
would have given to see some of those.
That would have been wild.
Mm-hmm.
But for this, I mean, Wage War had a pretty long set because they were the second, like they were the runner up, obviously. And they played all the bangers, all the good ones, and they even pulled out some of the old ones and things like that. It was so good, and it was really cool to see Mallory just like, I have a handful of videos of like, obviously for any of those that know Mallory, she's without giving away too much information, she kind of works in the medical field a little bit, so she's very put together. She has very nice long blonde hair and is very business casual and looks very put together and is very put together. And we are in a rock concert.
Dog.
No. What I'm saying is that, so what I'm trying to
Wowie.
so I'm trying to like show that obviously like when you're looking at like the format here, when you have like Mallory in this context with like
It's
some,
hilarious.
with like some, and like there were some ladies there that were like wearing leather and fishnets
Tits
and like
out.
and I mean like they were, and like it was, so like again, so to have her, like I have videos of her going like like screaming.
I legitimately thought it was hilarious. You sent me a video actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious that you're like looking over and I see Mallory, who may as well have been wearing like a cocktail dress, right? May as well have been wearing like her pearls, you know, like it doesn't matter what she's actually wearing, but I was like, just not what you expect to see Mallory. And she's like, she looks over and she's like, hell yeah! I was like, that's not the Mallory that I first met.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man.
Sick the hounds and pull you down from your high horse ride. Yeah,
no,
because
I thought
she loves that song.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's a fucking good song.
it's a great song, and so anyways, it was, in that moment, I was like, yeah, this is. I want nothing
Worth
more than
every
to be,
penny.
Exactly. And then she actually wore herself out during the wage war section, and so she kind of like took a
Went to go take a nap.
She took a step back during the nothing more portion, but I got the chance to be like stage right, like way up at the front. And oh my God, dude. When I tell you that like there are some people, there's some musicians that you're like a really good musician. Or you're a really talented artist. But like there are few people that I have seen in my own experience, because I've been around the block a little bit with some musicians and some artists and all that kind of stuff. There are a few people that I can look at and go, that's a rock star.
Yeah.
And that's Johnny from Nothing More. That dude is he's so eccentric enough and just artistic enough, and his music has just an angle in such a way that I'm like,
That's it.
Dude, that's it, dude. He came walking out, no shoes, no shirt,
No service.
no, and he had just his
service,
just his pants on, and he had his chest painted with like red and blue and like black all across it or whatever, and it all is supposed to signify to me something. I won't get into all the details of all of it.
Yeah.
And then, dude, I mean, like, he has these huge light fixtures behind him, and it's just this wild experience. And they all start banging. They all have drums hanging everywhere. They all just start banging on drums together as they're just like jamming out with the like actual drummer.
Yeah, I've heard that they have a very good concert experience just because they like just what they do. They like
They're crazy.
they do stage shit. That's really cool. And so it's like that's what I like.
The best way I can say is entertained.
Yeah.
I, like the 2 times I've seen Nothing More in concert, I have left going, wow.
We're here to put on a show
Yeah.
and put
How they
on a
pull that
show.
off,
And dude, and then of course there's a beautiful song that is called Fade In, Fade Out.
Yeah, it's a good
on
song.
their, not the recent album, but the one just before that. And it's a real sad song. It was a real sad song if you have any kind of close connections with your dad, or you have a father figure in your life that you're really close to. I have that in my
I think it's
life.
a banger, but it's still a sad song. But
It is a good right. And so if you have any kind of emotional connection with a father figure in some way, man, does it like, because it talks about like the idea of you fading into your adulthood and being a man, being a father to somebody while your father fades out in that regard. And it just is kind of this like encouraging, like, you got this, you'll find a way, leave me in your wake. It's just a whole bunch of like really awesome, encouraging things pushing you forward. And it starts off kind of slow and kind of like somber and sad. And then it just like grows into this like this crazy song. And like towards the ending, they played that, and being able to be like, I mean, like right there. I mean, like not far away from the stage, and like
Catching all the rays.
and just like witnessing him just on his knees. And of course, this guitar player, who I think the guitar player helped write the song because it's about him and his father.
Yeah.
So the guitar player hops on and kind of like talks about it. And then like all the lights kind of shut down, and like a light shines on him, and he just starts like playing this guitar riff.
Oh, damn.
And it's like in this huge arena, and there's all this like room echo, or this room like reverb that just fills it out. And as he's playing, you're just like, oh shit, there's just so
Gets you in the
much
soul.
Exactly. And of course, whenever Johnny steps up and starts singing, you're like, dude, this is it made me tear up. I was sitting there with all these other people around me, and I felt like I was just alone watching this show all to myself, and it was wild. So yeah, it was a cool experience, and I'm so glad that I got the chance to see that. But
Another band that I would actually love to see, because I've been loving their music since they changed from Slaves into Rain City Drive.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, Rain City Drive has some. They keep dropping good shit, dude.
Recently,
They
really?
do. Yeah. No, they keep doing like so.
I know they changed their name, but I haven't
did,
seen
yeah.
their new stuff.
And also you showed me the home team. That'd be neat to see them in concert. But
The home team.
the home team. Yeah, you showed me that with where is it? She's Quiet and Slow Bloom.
Oh yeah, wow.
They have some good music. I think that'd be cool to see them in concert. But honestly, Rain City Drive is where it's at. Yeah, so I'll list you a couple of the ones from Rain City Drive that are really good right now. I've been listening to Rain City Drive. They have
I forgot they also
they made a self-titled album, Rain City Drive, and they made Waiting on You, which is really good. Cutting It Close, Blood Runs Cold. Those are all really good. Cutting It Close I really like, but Blood Runs Cold is good. And then also they have a single they recently released, Frozen, and I really like Frozen. So I really like. Oh man, Blood Runs Cold slaps, dude. It's so good.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about the home team. Wow, yeah.
And so I listen to those songs, I guess, pretty regularly. I really like them. It'd be really cool to see them. In concert if they pulled up.
Interesting.
And there was another one too I was thinking about. I mean, it'd be neat to see Windrose because dwarf metal sounds dope.
Oh,
I don't know if they do concerts really anymore. It's like a thing.
Diggy hole.
Right, yeah.
And I think also, speaking of like, our band Evergrey, I believe this year they're going to release a new album.
Oh yeah, Evergrey would be my top for sure. And there was someone else that released a new song recently that I wanted to. Oh, did you see Unleash the Archer's new song?
Oh yes, I have.
Yeah,
man,
it's pretty good.
Their whole new album's actually pretty legit.
There's a whole new album. I just got 3 songs that were so single. Oh no, there is a new album too, I think. But
I could be wrong.
Oh, In Heart's Wake released another.
Yes. Well, I don't think it's the whole thing yet, but I think it's only 3 albums of the potential new album.
But yeah, so really, really good stuff. Lots of good bands. I don't really like seeing stuff in concert though. So like Evergrey, I would do it though. For sure.
I haven't gone to enough concerts in my life.
My best one was Yanni.
Oh
Probably
my!
the coolest concert I've been to,
dude.
It's actually like legitimately seeing Hamilton live on this vacation. Like competed with that one for the best like live stage performance I ever had.
Do you know what? I'm so glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
because I have used that concert specifically as a talking point in a lot of different talks that I've had, referring to music and atmosphere and making you feel something.
Yeah. No, I thought it was it was an overall good just stage experience where it's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. And so seeing
you and me and Dad went.
I didn't know that was. I thought it was just you and me.
You, me, and Dad went.
But yeah, it was just really cool. Like I said, and
I'll never forget.
Yanni in concert is completely different, especially in duration because Hamilton was long.
Yeah.
But seeing Hamilton live competing with that for the best live performance I've ever seen, where it was just like it was just really good, gripping. I was paying attention the whole time. Not a big musical guy, but being able to see all this stuff and hear the story and all that. The people did a very good job of like emoting what they were saying while like singing it, and so it was good. They also had good comedic timing for things, so I thought they did a really good job with it. And man, I really enjoyed that, especially because I didn't know anything about Hamilton going into it.
Oh yeah,
I heard about it. I heard that Mom wanted to see it, and I heard that Cade said it was like on his bucket list. He's been trying to see it for 6 years, and we pull up in Edinburgh, and there's a sign right there that was like Hamilton now playing, and he's like, I wish I would have known in advance. I would have bought tickets. Well, no, there was no tickets. He was like, I wish I would have known in advance. I would have bought tickets. And I was like, yeah, but I don't really plan things ahead. I would have known. You have to like look that up to find it. Like I wouldn't have been able to tell. He looks online. We go in, and she's like, normally people show up and realize they can't use their ticket or something, so then they just try and get rid of it because they don't know that they can sell it in advance. So just wait. And so we did, and there was 2 tickets available. He got a pretty affordable ticket. I had to pay like $130, I think, for my ticket. But I got the best seat in the house. I got a drink with it. I did, yeah. I got the best seat in the house. I got a good drink with it. I got a great view. It was fantastic. It was a really good show. So
nice.
I
very
enjoyed
good.
it. I very enjoyed it.
I remember.
Well, it's just such a weird thing to say. Like I did that on vacation too, not even planned. Just like I did this vacation to drink whiskey. Oh yeah, and I guess we saw Hamilton too. Like just
a little side note.
Yeah. Like that's such a. Most people would make the vacation to do that and find stuff to do on the way, but for me, it was just the exact opposite.
It seems as though
you're looking up when Evergrey is going to be in Louisiana.
Yeah, I was looking at right now. And they've been doing. I think they're currently doing South America right now.
I could travel. I'm too broke after my vacation to travel.
Yeah, you just got back.
I just spent too much money in Scotland.
Right.
I got to see so many sites. I got to see the Highlands, but of course, that all costs money. Right. So we'll have to wait before I do more dumb shit.
Damn, dude, I so badly want to see.
It's just like a cool down though. It's not out to wait very long to do the dumb shit. It's just. Oh man.
Right.
So I oh man. It would be cool to see Evergrey in concert, man. I've listened to them probably like the most. The funny thing is they're like my favorite metal band, but they're not even super metal. Like
Yeah.
they're more like a rock, but the vocals are just there, and it's so good. I love it. I would vibe to Where August Mourns on concert,
Okay.
or to Escape of the Phoenix, but I'd vibe so hard to Where August Mourns.
Yeah.
Probably Where August Mourns is probably my favorite song by them. They have a couple of ones that compete really well for like how they do, because I also like Heartless.
Mm-hmm.
Heartless is probably one of my favorites for like, again, the meaning of the words that are being said. Where August Mourns though slaps. I think I think I might have 20 songs from them in my liked music. Everything they release is good in its own right. Like
The Ominous is the one.
Mhm.
It really gets me. A Heartless Portrait, which is the Orphan Testament
yeah,
album. There's a lot.
yeah.
Of good songs
Heartless has a
on
lot
it.
of good songs. Yeah,
It's a good one.
I really like Heartless on that one. It's a really good song.
I was trying to think of what there was some other bands you were talking about. We talked about the you know Alan Stone. Do you know Alan Stone?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, dude.
Alan Stone is like he's this guy. He does a lot of funky stuff.
Yeah. Also, have you listened to Falling from the Sun yet? That's Evergreen's new release.
I have, I think, once or twice.
Very, very good. Yeah.
If you want to see Dylan, if you want to see some funky stuff,
Yeah.
you want to have a lot of fun at a concert.
Dude, I'm all
Mhm.
about the funk.
I'm telling you, man, this guy, he's gonna be. I think we can make another trip out to New Orleans, and it's gonna be in June.
Oh.
If you want to go,
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I'm trying to convince Mallory to go. So if you want to try and tag along, if you guys are both available.
Oh yeah, Heartless and Blindfolded are the two that are tied for me for Evergrace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For that album, yeah. I literally have
Yeah.
half the album in my life music.
It would have been nice to see. You want to talk about funk? It would have been nice to see Funk Master Flex or Chicago.
Oh
live.
yeah. Dang.
That would have been great.
Yeah. Well,
Even Cool in the Gang. Like, that's some classic shit right there.
right. Crazy stuff.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know we've been vibing on music. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Anything else you got going on?
Now I'm
Anything
just
else
looking
happening?
up. Now I'm just looking up songs by Evergreen that I like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
Save
I've
Us.
touched about everything I wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna probably watch more Ghibli or something later, but we haven't yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Did you say this is not part of the podcast at all? Are you off tomorrow? You said.
Yeah. So I did this.
What?
I did this comedic thing where I knew I would need at least an extra like one day. It's really this really silly bit where I took one day off work after my vacations.
I'm on this goofy shit.
Yeah,
I took
I
2
did
days
some
off.
I did some real goofy goober shit here. And I took one day off so that I would have an extra day off to recover, but I didn't take Thursday off.
Okay.
So legitimately,
shit.
this really goofy thing where I took one day off to recover, but I still work Thursday, and then I have 3 days off naturally. So if I just took one more day off, I would have extended my vacation by like 5 days.
Damn.
So I was like, I did this really goofy thing, right, where I could have
Yeah.
just, freaking took one more day off. And I had the time to do it, I just didn't. So I work one day and then I have 3 days off again.
Well, hear me out. You want to try and come back tomorrow and watch some for the podcast, or you want to try and vibe out?
My plan, I think, I'm so tired. My plan, I think, is Ian, edit that out.
Here's a little EP.
Yeah, EP.
It's time
it's-
for a nap.
It's become a recurring thing that we just tell Ian to edit things out. I took a picture and I was like, I'll just get Ian to edit that out in this random picture that I took. And it's gone.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Before we start wrapping this up, please put a pin in what you're talking about.
I need to remember.
Please put a pin in it.
I'm working on it.
Okay, because
You gotta find the
Ethan sent me this picture of him in front of this distillery.
Oh yeah.
And he's standing on top of a
Arms
rock
wide open.
with his
Yeah.
arms wide open, and of course, the only response I sent back was
You saw the Instagram post, right?
no.
Okay, well, in that case, keep going.
He sent me that picture, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. And the first thing that I sent him was the Spotify link to Arms Wide Open from Creed.
Yeah, and then I immediately posted on my Instagram. I thought I sent it to you. I immediately posted on my
Maybe you
Instagram.
did.
It's not a post; it was a story. It's gone now. I think.
Oh shit.
I immediately posted on my Instagram that exact same picture with the wind in my in
Yes.
this very jacket,
It's
the wind blowing it
beautiful.
away, and
It's
I posted
majestic.
it with on the story. You can make a song play. And
No
I made Arms Wide
way.
Open by Creed play. Yeah.
Get out. That's what a. Well, anyways.
Yeah, so I took that. Yeah, I thought it was funny, and then I was like, I should just do that.
And
I was like, Ian would be disappointed if I didn't immediately make that my Instagram story.
I'm sorry. I'm sad I missed that, but I'm
Damn.
glad you did.
I'm gonna
it.
find it. I can go to my archive.
And then the next thing I sent him after that was because I've been thinking about Lotro a lot about Lord of the Rings and Tolkien stuff recently. It's just a beautiful picture where he looks like he's overlooking like a cliff beneath him. And I told him, I was like, I just want to Photoshop a bunch of Rohirrim underneath you as you shout, "The beacons are lit, Gondor has called for aid."
No, wait, before you say anything else, because I was waiting for you to show me a picture of that edit. Okay, good.
I haven't done it yet, but I started it though.
Yeah, the keywords, yeah. So I told Kate, I read that to Kate, and Kate was like, "That's really funny," and I was like, no, the thing is, this is Ian. He might just be really bored at work one day and just start editing it. Every time he's like, it got some downtime at work, he'll just be like, "Oh, I can edit that picture again." I'll like, give it like a week, and I'm gonna be sent a picture of me with a bunch of Gondorians. Man. Right, which was also very funny. I can't find the original thing, but yes, I did put Creed's
with arms wide open.
Oh my god,
her under all the sunlight.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
It was hilarious.
Speaking of music, and if you haven't gone back and to just listen to like the top 5 Creed songs, go ahead and do yourself a favor and do that. Let's listen to the top 5 Creed songs. I know for a fact Arms Wide Open is one of them.
Yeah,
it's good shit.
I forgot where I was. You know how I said put a pin in it? Yeah, I lost the pin.
I think you were talking about funny, did a little goofy goober, did a little funny.
Oh yeah. I could have had 3 days extra off work.
Yeah.
I decided not to do it.
So, but what is your plan for tomorrow?
Oh yeah, that was it. I was we're going to record. I could say this on the podcast because it's important. We were going to record Battle Within podcast. We want to do it tomorrow night, but Kenny gets off work a bit late.
Okay.
So I'm probably just going to buy him a Red Bull and bring him over here and drink whiskey with him. And
I'll be here.
And yeah, we'll probably try and record that. We can also watch something if I'm here that night, but I am actually off tomorrow.
Cool.
Well, actually, it does depend. We'll see. No, because that person's working. I was going to hang out with someone as well, but I might do that this weekend instead.
Cool.
But because I think that person has the same schedule as me. So.
Well, with all that being said,
wow, we can't wait for the next episode of the About Nothing podcast, boys. You can find us on Instagram at Ethan was taken. I just went straight into it, huh?
You did, yeah. What I will say, obviously, as always, you can listen to this podcast on any of the major podcasting platforms by typing in The Aftermath. You can find it anywhere. But specifically, right now, my call to action for everyone out there, if you haven't done it already, is to go onto YouTube. In the search bar, type in @Hindsight Studios and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can. Thank you guys. Which is where you can find all of the recent versions of the podcast. We don't have video yet, but I'm trying to work on that.
Playlist.
Trust me. Playlist for About Nothing Podcast, as mentioned by Ethan over here.
Ring the bell.
The lovely and talented. And also all of the Aftermath episodes.
Hit that like button.
Exactly. If you find an episode you like it.
Spooky.
I have been loving, we've gotten a couple of comments from people, and I have been loving interacting with you guys.
Did that guy get Grand Blue Fantasy Relink? I know you guy. I see you guy.
I believe.
Comment again if you got Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. If you didn't play with me, you can find me on there. Hit me up. Comment again. Be like, what's your at? Because I actually don't know.
What is your name again?
The Grand Sucks with the X.
Grand Sucks.
No, John Granblue. That was it, but without an E because there wasn't enough space for it. It was Grand Sucks with an X, but then it turned to John Granblue and there's no E because I didn't have enough characters for that.
But anyways, again, if you can go there, the YouTube channel is a great place for you to comment to us and for us to be able to connect with you directly, or if you want to give us a like and share it that way, because again, that platform has been really taken off, and it's been really awesome to see that happen.
Against all odds.
And if you have any questions, you can forward them straight to Ian, because I probably can't answer them.
Exactly. But I will always relay the information, because I've already relayed comments that were made to us to Dylan, and he's had a fun time with those.
Otherwise, I actively will not engage.
Yeah,
it's okay. He's a little shy guy.
Dylan's more of a sidelines guy, but the problem is he's the main character of this podcast. So he's like, I won't engage. I'm just here.
Right. Everybody can watch and listen, but I'm not going to talk to you.
Also, Dylan handed me his phone to play a song, and then it was automatically playing something, and the podcast pulled up on the episode for Evangelion, where I was like, the problem is we're talking about the human instrumentality project. The big issue with it is they were right all along. Is exactly what I said. So they were right.
They're right.
Hot take. They were right. Yeah. And then
damn,
I was like, that's a really good time as well. It was a great line for me to just play on your. I was looking up a song for him.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. I thought it was
All
really
right. Well, without further ado, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you all. And until next time,
Hey, bye.
funny. Bang that like button. Bye.
bye-bye.